It's rolling. Alright, our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakakadash. Yes, double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and sanitation to all the sincere Akim, pushing this word all around the globe in sincerity and in truth, man. So yeah, we're soldiers, man. So now is the time to show forth, man. Yeah, let's bring out the precept.
Khan.
And roll in the spirit. We're going to roll in the spirit, yeah?
Okay, Khan. This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 from verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushai, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also.
Yeah.
3 verse C.
Yeah, 3, Khan.
Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushai Hamashiach.
Yeah, endure hardness as a good soldier. Because I tell you that those captains, you know, when you watch some of those like those movies and some of those old war, I used to watch them old war veteran movies, man. They put it on them, you know. They put it on them like when you going through the grueling training. They give them a big rucksack to carry. Yeah. When you go jogging, it might be 5 miles, 10 miles, whatever. And anyone lagging behind is no one, you know, is it? Where is it? No, none of that, man. You're lagging behind. Come on, and you know, you get behind the last one, and you just drill him.
Yeah.
You just drill him. Keep up, man. Keep up with the rest. You know, and I met somebody who was in the army, the Second World War, and he said he saw hands blown off, arms blown off, piece of heads off, and they just say you can't stop, you can't feel mercy, because what they call it, it's like a burden. Someone who's becomes wounded is like a liability when you're in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
When you're in the heat of battle, when it gets to that stage, we're all going to be strong. Yeah. and we're going to gird up our loins, because they say when when a man's back is against the wall, then you see who he truly is. You know, that's when a man shows his true colours. Go on, man.
If I may, that's a good point, because you just mentioned those old war films. In the films, like they'll be on a battlefield and someone gets shot and they're like, oh. Then the hero of the film goes, he picks him up and he runs with him on his back and he carries him to safety and he's the hero. Right. But that's in the movies.
Yep.
In real war, that type of thing probably rarely happens, because as the brother said, you're trying to survive. If the next person next to you gets shot and you're trying to help him, you might end up getting shot too. So it's going to be like every man for himself kind of thing.
Well, yeah. In hindsight, right, you're supposed to do that, because that's what they're trained to do.
Yeah.
You understand? He's not heavy. He's my brother. In hindsight,
what you're supposed to, yeah.
But you got some people like I met that veteran. He told me some real grueling, real stories. Where men be bawling, crying, turn. You know, the scriptures talk about men are going to be mighty men are going to be weeping like women.
Yeah.
You understand? But really, the elect. This is really for the elect I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the common everyday Joe. You know, I'm using that as an example. But if you're not, let's carry on. We're talking a bit. Carry on. Read 3 again, Bubble.
Khan. 2 Timothy 2 verse 3 once more. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushai Hamashiach.
Right, because we're soldiers from Yahushai Hamashiach. We're his soldiers.
That's right.
We're not of this carnal. Because when I looked up the word soldier, it means a soldier or someone service with pay. Someone serving the military with pay. So they get carnal pay. They get wages. You understand? And they, you know, that's their reward. Yeah, some of them are into that. What they call that? When they want to fight for their country. Patriotism. And some will die. Some, you know, you got brave men. You got brave men that will die for their country. You know, where there's a thin line between bravery and stupidity. You know what I mean? But with Yahushai, when you're brave, there's a reward, and there's no such thing as death in the spiritual realm anyway. You know, we want to endure hardness. You know, for those the elect I'm talking about, we want to endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushai Hamashiach. And we have an example, man. We have Yahushai as a perfect example. All the things that is laid out in Isaiah 53, yeah?
Can't just get it?
Yeah, but
finish this?
Yeah, you can carry on reading down.
Right, it says, verse 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him that have chosen him to be a soldier.
Yeah. So, to be entangled with the things that are around us, man. You can't get bogged down. The word I use is bogged down with folly. Someone put on the comment board about positive heart. We're going to be able to have all different kind of women in the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Heathen women. And someone put on the comment board, no, you can't.
Oh, the woman, yeah.
Woman, innit?
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, yeah.
But
Trying to deny us our reward, man.
right. The scripture says the whole earth was given unto Jake, man. To the elect, more specifically, to the elect. You understand? And when we get that reward, when we get into and we start conquering, right? We're gonna have all the spoils of war. The spoils of war are going to be there, and they're going to be, the brother mentioned, he said, there's going to be women just walking up and down. What are they going to do? What are they going to be doing, man?
Yep.
We're going to find something to do with them. They're going to be serving us.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the other spoils. I like, brothers like their gemstones. I like my gemstones. And I say I like particular gemstones that I have my eye on now, right? But there's limitless. And when we get into the kingdom, there's going to be so much, we're going to say, no, I thought I liked that, but actually, I want that. And I want some of them. I want some of them too, and I want some of them too. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be, I have not seen, ear have not heard the things that the Most High have in store for us, man. We're not going to limit ourselves. Right now, we're limited. All of us are limited, aren't we?
Yep.
You got something?
I'm just finding something.
Right, yeah, so, no man worth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen. So we don't have to get bogged down with the things of this world. This is not our rest. That's in Micah.
Micah 2 and
Micah
10.
2 and 10. So we can go to that precept.
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
So we have to be vigilant, man. And with the things that are happening out there, there's a lot of panic buying now. People are starting to panic buy with the petrol thing.
Yeah.
And then someone put it on the chat. And I remember this happened, I think, in my lifetime, well, as far as I can remember, when I was driving. It happened about once or twice while I was driving. And you panic. People panic because especially if that's your line of work, you know what I mean? And and there's a big queue now outside the petrol station. So
yeah, people are fighting, physically throwing punches. Did you see that video? I don't know if you did.
I don't think, no.
It was put in the chat. Yeah, there were literally 4 guys got into a brawl outside a petrol station. They were literally fighting and rolling on the floor. And it's kind of beautiful to see because that shows that this kingdom's going down.
Mm.
I've got the scripture you called for.
All right, bring it out then.
Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Right. You could talk about the stress of it. People are really into this world, the stress side of it. But now you're just telling me that now. So people panic buy because of the stress and worry how they're going to go from A to B, from C to D, and they're worried. So I think there's a limit on how much petrol you can get, isn't there?
Yeah, they're rationing it now.
I heard the last I heard was about you can have £30 worth of petrol. So people are going to be filling up their tanks, and no doubt people are going to be doing all sorts of coming up with all sorts of schemes like going to man's cars and jacking man up for their petrol, or stealing their petrol behind, undercover and all kinds of things like that. So that's people that are in this world and bogged down with this world and really don't have the greater understanding of what time we're in.
Yeah.
But I remember when I had my car, I was in that Christian church, and even still, I just said, well, I'm not going to drive, because I was really, the driving was my job, but I was just fortunate. I was never a person that got caught up with, I try not to be caught up with all the stress and the mayhem of it. I said, at a particular day, I'm going to go and see if I can get it. And the times I chose, like a Sunday, it might have been a Sunday evening or a particular day, I was just fortunate that it was less traffic. You understand? Just set a particular day aside, rather than just try and just keep on going and keep on going. But that was just, you know, same thing when there was when there was that very first lockdown, right?
Early 2020.
Yeah, was it March? Sometime 2020, around March, around that time, January, February, March, around sometime around there. And I said, boy, you know, and I was just praying, and I said, okay, you know, right, it looks like this could be, you know, this could be it. We didn't know, you know, but from what we were hearing, is it going to be this year, next year? Is it going to be? I said, right, I just wrote down things I needed: garlic, onions, rice, and fortunately, there was all there what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, I was just very meticulous and particular in the things that I wanted, and I said that I'm not going to just go and get caught up in the stress of shit. Because there's a thing where they've done a test on people, right? And this, I remember this long time ago. A man who owns a business and a man who's a man who owns a business and a man who works, he's just he's an underling, like a worker, one of the worker. So when they've done a test, a man has to get from A to B, right? And they had some kind of heart monitor on him, and they said he tested his stress levels, right? The one that had the most stress was the owner. He was the owner, right? He was the business owner. He had the most stress because he had pure deadlines he had to meet. But what he figured out is that what he had to do was delegate. Once he delegated a lot of the things that he had to do what needed to be done, he just what Esau does, he delegates. Might be because you've got the governor, you've got the supervisor, ain't it? So the supervisor, he's the one that's in control of everything, making sure everything runs right. So the governor, go on.
It's like you've got managers of a shop, you've got assistant manager,
right.
Then you also have area managers.
Can't.
So there's got, like, say you've got like Tesco, they've got loads of shops across the country. There are people who are given specific regions which they're managers over. Then you've got the higher ups over them. So, you know, there's a hierarchy. It's interesting because, so I didn't mean to cut in, but in Ephesians 6 and 11, it says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, right? If you look at, like, you know, if you look at a store hierarchy chart, like you've got the person at the bottom who works on the tills, right?
Yeah.
Then above that, you've got the assistant manager, then the manager itself, and as I said, the area manager, then the regional manager, and it keeps going up and up.
Yeah.
That's like a kind of, you know, like if you look at a flow chart with a family tree, you can kind of see how high it gets.
Pyramid thing.
A pyramid, yeah. That's how it works in the spiritual realm too.
Yeah,
so there's certain demons which are over certain regions and areas, right down to individual people. Yeah, so if you look at those flow diagrams, you can kind of imagine how the spiritual hierarchy works. And it'd be the same on the right-hand side, where you've got Yahweh as the head, then you've got Yahweh and Yahweh, then you've got King David, then you've got the 12, then you've got the 144,000, then the rest of Israel. It's like, you know, a pyramid type structure. That's all I've got to say on that.
It's an order, isn't it?
Yeah, order.
So Esau understands, you know, the psychologists, they do their research, basically. So, you know, so what they do, they delegate. They pass the work down, and you know, the supervisor, assistant supervisor, they just delegate as best they can.
Yeah.
And Esau's very clever at doing that. So, but the point is that that's how you avoid being all stressed out.
Yes.
Like the worker's running around, he's got to do this, get a phone call, oh shit, you got to be there at such and such a time. So what he done, when he realised how to avoid stress, is that you just delegate. Yeah. So with us too, the Most High, be circumspect. You just read that precept, yeah.
Arise ye and depart.
Rise and depart. That was in Micah 2 and 10,
read,
You can read it again.
Right, Micah 2 and 10 once more. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Right. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Right. People die from stress, man.
Yeah, it causes high blood pressure and heart attacks.
All the things that...
strokes.
Yeah, all the things that accompany with this world, and trying to keep your wife, your fucking job, that's all just stress in itself. Your fucking house, people work overtime, people become workaholics to keep their job because they're in this world. Yep. And they love this world. But Most High telling us here, this is not our rest.
That's
but
right.
we have to be a part of it, but not to be bogged down with it. Not to be bogged down with it. Not to be overly concerned.
Yeah.
Because there's bigger and better things ahead for us, man. You know, you got to say something.
Yeah, it just brings back what we just read before in 2 Timothy 2 verse 4, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him that have chosen him to be a soldier.
Right.
So like the brother said, from the minute we came into this truth, whenever you came in, if you're doing things the correct way, you should realize that the things of the world start to become less and less important to you, and all that matters is doing the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're out here on a Saturday. In years past, your Saturday would have been your day to do your fun things, isn't it? Like, you work 5 days a week. It's like, oh, Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's payday on Friday. Let's go out on Saturday and we'll do this and we'll do that.
Recreation.
Yeah, that's why you see people in the world, when we're going home, they're all in that spirit because they're still in the world.
Yeah.
But we've put off the world and we're sacrificing our time and we're happy to do it, man.
Yeah.
If he wasn't happy to do it, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
Because we'd still be in love with the world.
Yeah, King Solomon came to that conclusion as well. He said it's like a striving after the wind, man. You know, when you're trying to catch the worldly holy days, you're trying to catch and drink them away. You're trying to keep up with all the raving. When's the next rave, man? You know, for me, I was a raver. I was into the raving and trying to get to the next club. When this one done, where's the next one? You know, and all them did the time of you heard about acid and jungle. That was
I remember that.
mad time.
That's it.
And I had my car, and I was fucking, where's the next one? People come up to you out of nowhere, and it was like, very spontaneous life. When you're young and you're damn foolish, you just want, running after the excitement, innit? And you think, and when you get there, it's like striving out, you got there, and where's the next hit? Where's the next high can I get? Same with women, the thrill is in the chase. These women, not our women, these women, the thrill is in the chase, because a lot of them ain't really women. They're, as the apostles call them, demons, which they're supposed to be women, which means servant, but a lot of them ain't really women because they're demons. They've got spirits on them. You got something you're going to say?
Yeah, I have. Matthew 6 and verse 33. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Right, man. Yeah, that's it, man. Seek the kingdom and his righteousness, man. And that gives you a more calm, a more balanced view.
Stable.
More stable, yeah, and you see things more balanced. Because if you need petrol, you say, okay, let me see how am I going to figure this one out, man? I need petrol, okay. And then you might set aside a day, yeah, or you might just say, well, you know what, I might have to just do with that, man. Because I remember when I was young and I had my car, and I sat down and I thought about it, I was paying fucking MOT, insurance, and with the little money I was getting, and I said, boy, man, really and truly, what the fuck, I don't really... when I calculated everything out, and I said, I'd be better off without my car.
Yep.
I know some people do need their cars, but I'm talking for when you really just break everything down and calculate it in a balanced way. Bring out your precept.
Right. Psalms 33 verse 17. A horse is a vain thing for safety, neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
Yeah.
Now the reason why we read that is because back in the ancient world we have horses and chariots, right? But a car is a modern day version of a horse, which is why cars are measured in horsepower. Right. So the scriptures say a horse is a vain thing for safety. Likewise, a car is also a vain thing for safety, because don't get me wrong, a car can be useful, but in the times that are coming, a car's not going to deliver you from the wrath of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Right. So
and for the most part, people have it. It's a luxury. It's not a necessity. People have it as a luxury. This is the concrete jungle, and what I realised, I'm just talking as an individual from what I learned and my experience, that when I started to sometime I had the car there and I said, let me just go take a walk to where I'm going, and I walked there and I walked back, and I'm saying, hold on a minute, it's healthy. I started to think of the health side of it. It's more healthy. And it's more convenient because they started to put up all these kind of restrictions,
block off roads and stuff.
Restrictions and parking permit, and the money I was paying out, it was almost equal to the amount I was getting in. And I said to myself, I realised I didn't need it. But if I'd needed it, then I would have had to come up with a plan. But I realised I didn't need it. I was better off. So that's where you just read that precept, isn't it?
Yeah. And if I may just add to that as well, you're talking about getting our priorities right, being soldiers for Yahweh Yahweh Shai. What I just realised when you were saying that is that there's a saying in the world, and it's called, like my mum would say to me, don't put the cart before the horse. Right? Now what that basically means is that when you have a horse and cart, the horse is supposed to pull the cart. Now, why I'm saying that is because we're giving up our Saturdays to come out here and teach the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And as I said, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things will be added unto you. So if we was out there chasing women or looking for raves, where we're going to go party on a Saturday night, that's all folly and fun stuff, but that's what the people of the world seek.
Yeah.
But they put that stuff first. But really what they're doing is they're putting the cart before the horse. Because really you're supposed to seek the Most High first, then later all those things, the women, the pleasures, all that's going to come later if you seek first the kingdom of the Most High.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, I got a precept to the one you just read. You read the one in Micah. That was a good one. This is the precept to the one in Micah 10 and 2, or 2 and 10. Ephesians 5 and 15 says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil."
That's right.
Boy, the days are evil, man.
They are very evil.
And when I go out and about, I'm just out and about, and I'm a person, I'm quite observant, and I see like body language, and I see, and you can't avoid it, man. You know, if you got that spirit, you can't. It's very hard to avoid it, and you can see that the people are very anxious and fidgety, and it's like they want out, and the way that they want out, the demon might jump on them to come in your right in front of you, or they might just do something to, you know. And you can see basically that this place there's demons, man. Demons everywhere, man.
That's right.
To put it, you know, bluntly, man. I saw what happened at the camp the other day.
With a woman who tried to kick the elder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of spirit that's on the demons that are on these people, man.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to, that's it. See then that we walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, not getting involved in unnecessary folly. We have to continue to preach. There's a precept I'm going to bring out about that, and the one you just brought out too in Matthew. Mm-hmm. We're going to continue. We will continue to preach. That is what we was born for. That is what our duty as a soldier is, to endure that hardness. If they want to come, whatever they want, how they ever want to come, you know, we're going to have to endure that hardness, because as you say, there's going to be, our reward is going to be second to none, man.
That's right.
The soldiers get their carnal reward.
Their little medals and their trophies.
If some of them come out with one leg, I don't know what kind of
they get a purple heart for that, I think.
What kind of mad mindset some of these patriarchs have, we would never understand. But you know, there's a lot of people with synthetic legs, with hearts, and they're saying, "Oh, pray for my country."
Yeah.
We would never understand those type of people. That's you know, Esau talks about Esau as the soul is not upright in him. The soul that he lifted up in him is not upright in him. So they kill people for just for the mere fact they want to keep their safe face with their country. Who, you know, England, America, it's a safe place. They go over to remember where that war was. I remember seeing it not too long ago, man. The Koreans, man.
What, the Korean War? The
Korean War. I remember I was watching that, and the things that they was doing, inhumane things, going over there and just doing all kinds of inhumane things, and it put anger in me, man. Because I'm saying, what the fuck are you doing over there? Just stay in your blasted country, man.
But if I may say, some of these Edomites that go into the army because they actually enjoy killing.
Right.
And they enjoy raping, and they enjoy stealing. What does the scripture say? Like, he covets lands, you know, so he cannot keep at home. This is Esau's nature, to be all up in other people's country, trying to dictate to them what they do. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that actually happens in the army, we don't even hear about. Like, you know, them going into villages, murdering people, raping their young girls.
Yep.
It happens more than you'd think.
Yep.
Because when you're in the army and you're overseas and you're by yourself, and your family and your loved ones are far, far away, that's when you see the real spirit of a person come out, because there's certain things that they wouldn't do in their local community because they'd be afraid of how they'd be perceived. But when they're over there and nobody's really checking on what they're doing, they're running riot, man.
Esau is a psychopath. He has a frenzied spirit, and when he gets, as you say, when he's in that moment, they do they're caught up in a very psychopathic, frenzied spirit. And I've done studies on some of those serial killers. You know, they'll be married, they'll have a wife and children, but then there's one called BTK, bind, torture, kill. He would go out and just go out there and look for vulnerable women and tie them up and torture them and kill them. A married man, but he had the image of a doctor. He was a professional person.
Okay,
you know,
so he's able to disguise himself with being a good, upstanding.
He's that Jekyll and Hyde spirit, and that's a true story. That Jekyll and Hyde. There's a movie on it, but it's a true story. But really, that's E. You know, the Incredible Hulk and all that. That's them. That's really them. That's their spirit. You understand what I'm saying? They're that character, the Jekyll and Hyde spirit. You see them at work. You know, have a nice day. You know, on the phone, or and being so polite, a gentleman. Yeah. Some of one of the elders usually goes into. But behind the scenes, that Jekyll and Hyde spirit, which that spirit is still there.
The horns come
out. And they cover up by being extra polite. That's how they cover it up, by being extra polite. And his woman too. Don't let them women fool you with extra politeness. So let me just read off the last bit. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of Yahweh and Mashiach is. Let me read it again. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, or Yahweh is, or Yahushua is. That's His will. His will is that we do this work, man. That's what's going to preserve us.
That's right.
You know, as you say. There's a precept that I come across. I was looking for another precept, and through the Spirit, and also I gave me this one, man. 2 Chronicles 17. Because this is an evil system that we're living in, and sometimes you might, if you allow this system to get to you, the frenzied spirit, the evil spirit, which some brothers are overly concerned, and on the chat, overly concerned. What should we do? But they don't know what to do. They're on the fence about it, man. The decision should be already. You should have already made that decision already. What you want to be doing.
That means that they ain't been built up properly in the faith, because we've been preaching this word for a long time, telling them what they're going to do. So it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, you should have. What was he doing when was he watching the videos for entertainment purpose only? Because if you wasn't, by now you should know that what our enemy's planning to do. That's why we're not troubled, because we knew aforetime everything that he's trying to do, and he's just playing his part, man.
Yeah, and we're not life coaches. If you really, the way I see it, when I was even before this truth, and I found out something they wanted to put in my body weren't good for me, man. There's no argument no more, man. No debates.
Yep.
Do you love life or not? Do you fucking want to live healthy or not? Fucking hell, man. Some people just never cease to amaze you, man. Pressure. Yeah, go on, slap it, man.
Forgive me. When I was travelling home, I think last week from camp, I was sitting on the train. Some young people come in and sit next to me, and they had a packet of tobacco. And the girl next to me opened the packet of tobacco, and on the inside of the lid of the packet, where she was trying to roll a little joint or whatever, it said, "Smoking kills, please stop smoking now." I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, these people, it's like, they don't care about what they're putting in their body. That's why, these people are so open to, I'll just take the injection, I'll just take the serpent's juice. They're not really thinking, man.
Yeah, well, ultimately, that's the judgment above, but some things that should be, some things that, when you really break it down, come on, man, some things are just too obvious, man,
they're deceived.
What about smoking? What about, can I eat, all right, let me think of this one there. Some people's a bit more of a grey area. If I buy a pizza, right, and it's got, we call them got swine in it. If I take out the swine, pepperoni, yeah. If I take out the swine, is that all right?
No, because the juices will have soaken into all the cheese and the dough, innit?
See, they ain't got no discretion. That's it.
If I may, Salakia, that's a good point, because the law says when a swine dies, you're not even supposed to touch its carcass because it's defiled. So, if you've got pepperoni on a pizza, that means the pizza's defiled. It's not rocket science, man. It's quite simple if you know the word.
Right. Yeah, man. So and then you anyway, let me bring out this precept. 2 Chronicles, because this kind of makes the point. It helps. If you've got any kind of unsurety, this will help. 2 Chronicles 17, and we read from 9. It says, you can read, Abu Kashar.
Oh, 2 Chronicles what, Salakia?
Because sometimes I forget I'm with a brother, you know what I mean?
That's all right.
2 Chronicles 17 and 9.
Come on. Right, 2 Chronicles 17 verse 9. And they taught Judah, is that the one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right, and they taught in Judah and had the book of the law of Yahweh with them, and went about throughout all the cities of Judah and taught the people. Shall I continue?
Carry on, brother.
And the fear of Yahweh fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were round about Judah, so that they made no war against Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, stop. Yeah, so Jehoshaphat, right? He's the king of Judah at that time. He was faithful, but there's some points that sort of, there's a moral in this story that I want to bring out. He says, and the fear. So he went about throughout all of the cities of Judah and taught the people. Right. So he taught the people, and the fear of Yahweh fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were found around about Judah, so that they made no war against Jehoshaphat, man. You know, seek the kingdom, and everything will be added unto you.
That's right.
Just focus on what the Most High tells you to do. You understand? Like, for example, when Hezekiah, when he fell sick and the Most High said, look, take some figs, eat the figs, which it wasn't nothing to do with the figs. Because he said, what do you mean take figs and eat figs, man? I don't like them. You know, if you don't like them. But the Most High said, take figs and eat figs. And then you'll be well, and then you'll get your 15 years on top of your extra, on top of your days. So he ate them. You understand? It was nothing to do with the figs. The Most High just wants to give you a little, he's seeing if you're going to be obedient, man. He doesn't need us to do this work either. Same thing.
Yep.
He can rise up stones. But the power, there's power in eating figs, and there's healthy benefits in eating figs. But if he'd have said no, the Most High would, it's my way or the highway, when it comes to Yahweh B'Shem Yoshai. If you really want to benefit, you can, maybe with he did negotiate a little bit with Lot when he was with the Sadobites, but there was a moral in the story there too. Remember when he negotiated with Lot? He said if there's 10 righteous people, if there's 50 righteous people.
Genesis 17, I think.
He was just giving, he was just dignifying Lot, I'm not going to destroy them, and he just went all the way down. But, he was just dignifying Lot, really. So he can do that, but the point is, right, the Most High said, so he ate the figs, and the Most High blessed him. Just do it, man. If we can have how many women in this kingdom, and a man says he's going to have only that many women in the kingdom, that's what he says, man.
Yep.
That's what the scripture says. Just keep it moving. Why are you getting bogged down with people so much? Because they know that they ain't going to make it. You got to concentrate on your own salvation first and foremost. Are you going to even make it into the kingdom?
If I may say
Worrying
something.
about what the next man will be doing.
If I may say something, the woman that was saying that, it's basically like, well, I'm not getting a man, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and punish everybody who's trying to deal with another woman because they weren't dealing with me. So they're not going to have women in the kingdom. You're not going to get all that, blah, blah. Just basically trying to deny us of our reward because they're hurt in some way, shape or form. Yeah. But her ass is going to get to the back of the queue, man.
Yeah, well, it's that, because these women are spoiled. They got demons on them, they're spoiled, they're used to having their way, and they're used to we being their possession, not the other way around. Where are we? You're our possession. We're not your possession, women. Yeah? So if that's what the scripture says, that's what the scripture says. And we don't even really have to entertain any there's no debate. You don't really have to entertain any debate. But brother's done videos for edification, just in case there's sincere people out there, you might need to hear that through the scriptures. And everything is of the Most High anyway. And so 10, read 10 again and then carry on reading, brother.
2 Chronicles 17 verse 10. And the fear of Yahweh fell upon all the kingdoms of the lands that were round about Judah, so they made no war against Jehoshaphat.
Right.
Shalom.
So just doing this work, doing what the Most High ordains you to do, or He's told you to do, there's results, there's positive results. This word is powerful, man.
That's right.
This was in the heat of war. You can say, well, why can't I just pick up a sword and do it like that, or just go put on my shield? And Most High just said, no, read the law, and fear fell upon all of the kingdoms of the lands. All of the kingdoms was fearful, man. The power of this word. 11.
Yep, verse 11 says, also some of the Philistines brought Jehoshaphat presents and tribute silver, and the Arabians brought him flocks, 7,000 and